Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Well, today we have a very interesting question to solve, which is how can I take 5 lines of text and turn it into a 10-minute video? Difficult, I know, but it is possible. Alright, okay. Enough shenanigans. We got some weird changes, honestly. These changes are kind of weird, for ARMS especially. So this Colossus change should be overall good. One of the weird things about casting Demolish is you always waited till 10 stacks, but with how our stats are going to be going into midnight, we're going to have around like, I think 20 to 30% of our stats, because the first part of the expansion, they normally go up to like 40, 45, maybe even towards 50 towards the end. But one of the issues with the loss of crit chance is the amount of Colossal Might stacks we're losing. So they're kind of changing it up to where they want you to feel like casting Demolish at low stacks is still worth it. So you can go into a pack, maybe cast a couple abilities, use Demolish, and then build up to 10 stacks, and then be ready for the next pack kind of thing, instead of like, you go into a pack, you build up to 10 stacks, pack's almost dead, so you just wait, and then you use it on the next pack. Because it was in a really weird spot. So they reduced the amount of damage Demolish does per stack of Colossal Might, but buffed its base by 33%, so it's kind of evens out, but it's still very weird. I don't really know how this is going to play out. I just think that they need to... might be buffed a little more, I don't know. ARMS Colossus currently has a lot of rage issues, so this doesn't really help it at all. Going into the... a buff to our Apex talent. Chance for Slam to be upgraded to Heroic Strike increased by 50%. I don't know what the base chance was, but that just means we're going to get more Heroic Strikes, which means we're not really sure exactly what we're going to be taking. Let's bring this up as an example later. Master of Warfare Heroic Strike reduced the cooldown of Colossus Smash by 2 seconds with 5 seconds. So we get more Heroic Strikes, but they're now nerfed. The gameplay is a bit more weird because you're going to get a ton more procs. But this reduction is a 60% nerf to this talent, which, I mean, talent was decent, but like that's kind of a lot. They also nerfed Master Tactician, so Tactician's chance to trigger was reduced by 5% and was 10. That is this talent here. So now it's even worse. It wasn't really great to begin with, so now we're asking ourselves, well, if we're going to play, let's say, a normal build, right? Do any of these work? Okay, so if we're going to play a normal build, right, do we even take this? Is this something we even consider anymore? Because some builds do take it. I don't remember which. Slayer take it? No, it looks like it was actually already kind of a up in the air. We don't know if we're going to use it anyway, and it got nerfed, so it's even worse. Battlelord reduces the rage cost through next Heroic Strike by 33%. But that's when Battlelord procs. So you have to path into Battlelord to get this bonus. So it's a bit better for Colossus. So now Overpower gives you a chance to, or a reduction to Heroic Strike. It's about a 6 cost and reduction to Heroic Strike or Slam. But if you combine that with something like Efficacy, or Efficiency, not Efficacy. Oh god, I think it turns it into like a 10 rage cost ability, something like that. So Heroic Strike will be very rage efficient, but I don't know if being able to path through Battlelord is going to be something that Slayer really wants to do, because all of our execute talents are over here. These are bleed-centric talents. Actually, these are also level 80, so if we go to level 81... like, if we go to level 81, we might have more options here. Excuse me, we get 3 more points, so like, I don't know, maybe because we're not taking this, although we don't even have enough points, so we have enough points to take all of our final talent, but with how many execute-centric talents we have over here, even if we get rid of like Fatality, we still can't really get to Battlelord. They just nerf this talent, so it's going to be kind of odd. These ARMS changes honestly confuse me. They confuse me a lot because Slayer is really execute centric, so you want to take all the execute talents you can. Then this Bloodborne talent is a 2-point node that blocks Battlelord, And we're not really playing many bleeds because, like, we might play Ren just for the rage generation, even though it's not great. Um, it's really odd, honestly. These changes are really odd. Arms' biggest issue is its rage generation. It's almost like it's trying to force you into playing Battlelord on both specs, because then Battlelord could give you even more overall rage reduction for heroic strikes, and increasing the amount of heroic strikes you get. So maybe it might push builds into Battlelord for really cheap heroic strike procs in the gameplay to kind of fill in the gaps, as well as be a very damage efficient rage spender. But I don't know. These changes are really, really odd. Because this thing as well, Heroic Strike reduced the cooldown of Colossus Smash by 2 seconds. This talent, just warming up, actually generates a lot of rage, especially when you're reducing the cooldown of Colossus Smash by such a significant amount. So we're losing additional rage generation from this nerf. We're gaining some rage back from... We're losing additional rage generation from Tactician, because that's less overpower procs if we used it. We're now gaining efficiency on heroic strikes through Battlelord, and then maybe we're going to be forced to take efficiency, even though it's less damage. I don't know. This is very odd for ARMS. It doesn't seem like cohesively they know exactly what it wants to play like. So they're just kind of making these little changes here or there, but it doesn't really solve the overall rage issues we've been seeing. So I'm definitely confused. However, Midnight Season 4 set bonus for Fury, Rampage reduced the cooldown of Odin's Fury by 2.5 was 1 second. So we're going to be casting a lot more Odin's Furies. That is a big change. We use Rampage all the time. So that is just a straight buff to Fury. It's a straight buff to Enrage uptime, with Odin's Fury constantly buffing our Enrage and doing decent AoE damage. So it buffs our AoE a little bit, buffs our Enrage uptime. It's just a buff. It's a good change. It's nice to see a little bonus, but like I said, I am genuinely kind of confused. Like, I understand what they want to do with this Demolish thing, where it's like, hey, we just want you to press the button and I'll wait till 10 stacks every time. But a lot of these changes are just kind of confusing because they don't really solve the issues, and ARMS is so point heavy one way or the other, where you're going to go Colossus for Battlelord and these talents over here because you're also buffing bleeds through like Arterial Bleed and that kind of thing. So you're doing that versus the very, very execute-centric Slayer talents, which I just don't know how this is going to shake out. These changes are just kind of weird. More changes to come, hopefully, but it's just really odd because, like, yeah, this helps Colossus specifically. This nerfs both of them. This really hurts our rage generation and overall damage. And then we get more heroic strikes. I don't know. It's just kind of odd. I don't really know what they're going for. Anyway, that's it for the video. I wasn't able to stretch it to 10 minutes because I am a bad YouTuber. I've almost said VTuber, but I am of flesh. Anyway, I will see you when I see you. Expect in the upcoming weeks, what I'm probably waiting on is LVUI to finish their update for their UI. And once LVUI is done, I'm using a mixture of it, Arc UI, and a couple other add-ons to really build my UI out. I'll make a video on it. And I'll also have all the import codes and everything in my Discord once that's available. It's not ready yet. But once everything's all taken care of, then I'll get that to you guys if it's something you want to check out. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.